Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will start a Redux project. The name of this project is Counter App. In the previous video, I discussed about the basic concept about Redux. In that video, I discussed about some important terms in Redux. Those important terms are action, reducer, and store. If we want to create one project by using Redux, that time we need actions, reducer, and store. Today, in this video, to creating this project, I will cover action. I will try to clear the full concept about Redux action. Here you see, here I already created one project by using React. To creating the project using React, we need to write down npx create React app and app name. My app name is Counter app. I already created it. That's why I don't need these things. After creating the app, go to the folder and write npm start. I already start the npm here. My npm is running and project is running successfully. Now I modify here something, modify the folder. I delete some file, this one, this, this, this. Delete those file. After deleting those file, go to the index.js and remove these things and remove this line also and save it and remove all the things, save it and run the app again. Already running app. It's working properly. Now we need to install something. npm install Redux and React Redux. It takes some time. Okay, Redux and React Redux installed successfully. Here you see, go to the package.json and here Redux and React Redux also uh, installed. So in this video, I will in content I will use Bootstrap, React Bootstrap. So first need to go to the documentation. I already open it and copy this thing, copy this command. After that, paste it here. After installing Booster, need to copy this line also and paste it index.js or app.js into the index.js or app.js. I paste it index.js, save it, refresh it. Now create some folder right here into the src component and Redux into the component folder, create home.js and this home.js import it into the app.js. Save it, home come. Now design the home.js. First write here div class name. In React.js we need to write here class name, not class. Container div flag justify contention. Div div class name right here is to counter as class name enter. Now div class name button place play contention. Now create one button, set one two button. One button is for increase the value, one is decrease the value, decrement. Class name in between primary and punish person in between danger. Into is two button right here right here is to tag target 0 last name is next box. Save that now work properly. Now we need to create into the Redux we need to create action type and action creator, these two folder action type purchase another is action creator. Purchase. Now in the action type, first we need to understand what is action in Redux. Redux is a predictable state container in JavaScript application. We already sorry, we already know this thing that allow us to manage the state of application in a predictable way. Action in Redux is plain JavaScript object that represents something that has happened in application. Action mainly is a plain JavaScript object that represents something that has happened in application. Dispatch action are dispatched to the Redux store by calling the function called dispatch. This function takes an action object as its argument and send it to the store. Once the store receives the action, it will update the state of application according to its the instruction. Again, I repeat these things. Action are dispatched to the Redux store by calling a function called dispatch. This function takes an action object as its argument and sends it to the store. Once the store receives the action, it will update the state of application according to the instruction. An action object typically has two properties. An action object typically has two properties. Type properties that describe the type of the action that is being performed, and another is payload. Payload property that contains any data that is associated with the action. First, here write action type. Into the action type, we need to write export constant. First, we need to think what action is needed into this application, counter application. Here, one is increment the value, another is decrement the value. These two actions we need to add in this application. Save it. One is increment and another is decrement. Now uh, go to the action creator. In this action creator, I already told you an action object. Action is a object, plain object, and in this object has two properties. One is type, one is payload. Here write export constant increment. Type is increment, and another is export constant increment. Type is decrement. Save it. Here write also payload. Payload is on payload also on. Now save it. In this example, type property describes the type of the action. I already told you here in this project has we need two types. Two action will happen. Is one is increment, another is decrement. We need to increment the value, and another is we need to decrement the value. The payload property contains the value is added to the container. Payload. Sorry, the payload property contains the value to be added to the counter. To be added to the counter. Action are typically created by function called action creator. Called action creators, which are the function that return a action of a object. I think it is clear to all of you. Now again I repeat this thing. Action in Redux, action is a plain JavaScript object that represents something that has happened in application. Action as action are dispatched to the Redux store by calling a function called dispatch. This function takes an action object as its argument and sends it to the store. Once the store receives the action, it will update the store of application according to the instructions. An action object typically has two properties. One is type, another is payload. Now, type properties that describe the type of action that is being performed, and payload property that contains any data of that is associated with the action. Payload that contains any data that is associated with the action. In this example, type describe the type of action. In our project, in this app, the name of this app is counter app. Only two action needed in this app. Uh, One is increment, another is decrement. And the payload property contains the value to the counter. I think it is clear to you all. Okay, that's all for today. Please leave a like and subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you. See you in the next video.